What if I told you that real power isn't loud? It doesn't shout. It doesn't chase. And it certainly doesn't beg to be seen. True power is quiet. It's a calm stillness that fills a room without a single word spoken. It's the kind of presence that makes others question their own noise. In a world that constantly tries to hijack your emotions through silence, guilt, praise, or punishment, what happens when you no longer play along? What happens when you stop reacting and start observing? When you stop chasing and start choosing, you become unshakable, untouchable, unmanipulable. This isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming complete. So let's go deeper, beyond defense, beyond reaction, and step into what it means to become emotionally sovereign. A man who can't be played because he's already found what others are still trying to control. They can't control a man who doesn't need their validation. They can't manipulate someone who no longer responds predictably. And they have absolutely no influence over a mind that has learned to master itself. So, the real question isn't, how do I stop people from manipulating me? The real question is, when did I start letting them? When did you let someone's silence make you anxious? When did you start shrinking so someone else could feel powerful? When did you let their disapproval override your intuition? When did you allow your peace to depend on their presence? That's the moment the keys were handed over, not to them, but away from you. Because manipulation doesn't require power. It only requires access. And most people give it away unknowingly, piece by piece, in the name of love, acceptance, or even peace. The real battlefield isn't out there, it's internal. It lives in that narrow space between stimulus and response. They withdraw affection, you chase. They give you a taste of approval, you overextend. They offer silence, you spiral. And yet, here's the truth. No one can manipulate you unless some part of you still feels incomplete without them. That's the mirror. That's where the work begins, not with them, but with you. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And what he meant was simple, until you become emotionally self-reliant, you'll always be hostage to external behavior. This journey? It's not pretty. It means sitting with discomfort. It means realizing you've been outsourcing your emotional state to people who don't even know how to manage their own. It means facing the parts of you that still crave applause, recognition, attention, even love, from people who haven't earned the right to shape your world. This isn't about becoming robotic. It's about becoming refined. It's about choosing clarity over chaos. Stoicism doesn't demand that you suppress your emotions. It demands that you own them. Not deny them, not ignore them, but manage them. So no one else can weaponize them against you. You learn to respond, not react. To pause, not panic. To witness, not absorb. Because the manipulated aren't always weak. They're often unaware. Unaware of how their childhood wounds have wired their adult responses. Unaware of how predictably they seek approval. Unaware of how deeply they fear being misunderstood, unloved, unseen. And if someone learns your pattern better than you do, they don't need force. They just pull the right string, and you play your part. Want to stop being manipulated? Then study your triggers. Study what makes you flinch. Study what causes you to spiral. Is it silence? Is it criticism? Is it comparison? Is it rejection? Good. Because that's not your weakness. That's your map. That's the doorway to freedom. Manipulators don't seek strength. They seek predictability. They study your moves. They memorize your reactions. They track your tells like a seasoned poker player. If they know that withholding love makes you chase, they'll go quiet. If they know flattery makes you vulnerable, they'll pile it on. If they know guilt gets you back under control, they'll wear disappointment like perfume. And still, the truth remains. They don't overpower you. You just haven't reclaimed your own center. But here's the shift. When you stop needing the outcome, you become immune to the game. When you stop needing the person, you stop fearing their absence. When you stop needing their love, their silence, their presence, their opinion, You reclaim something priceless, your inner authority. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Because strength isn't noise. It's silence. It's stillness. It's sovereignty. The man who cannot be moved doesn't need to dominate. He doesn't need to argue, prove, or persuade. He simply becomes so whole that external chaos has nowhere to land." And when manipulators realize their games no longer work, they fall silent, not because they've changed, but because they've lost their script. You're no longer predictable. You're no longer programmable. You've become a mystery. And people can't manipulate what they can't read. A centered man doesn't over-explain. A grounded man doesn't chase approval. A full man doesn't negotiate his peace. He walks into rooms with calm eyes and a still mind. He speaks less but says more. He listens more but reveals less. Not because he hides, but because he holds. Presence isn't loud. It's heavy. It shifts the energy in a room. Not with volume, but with gravity. That's power. That's the energy of someone who has stopped leaking themselves to people who didn't ask to carry them. You don't beg when you're full. You don't chase when you're certain. You don't perform when you've already arrived. They'll say you change. Let them. They'll call you cold. Let them. They'll say you become distant. Good. That's the point. You've stopped twisting yourself into shapes to fit the room. You've stopped apologizing for your boundaries. You've stopped shrinking your truth to fit someone else's comfort zone. You've outgrown the manipulation, not by fighting it, but by starving it. Because manipulation doesn't die through resistance. It dies through irrelevance. And that happens the day you decide you are enough. With or without their approval. So when they ghost you, let them. When they try to guilt you, smile. When they expect you to react, remain still. Because nothing unnerves a manipulator more than a man who no longer needs to be understood. You stop explaining. You stop performing. You stop dancing around their wounds just to protect their ego. And instead, you build. You master. You observe. And when they try to knock you off center, you don't move. Because you've anchored. You've arrived. You've become sovereign. So next time someone tries to provoke you, don't flinch. When they go quiet, don't chase. When they withdraw love, don't beg. Because when you're full within, nothing external has power over you. Don't waste time proving yourself to those who benefit from misunderstanding you. Don't try to win games that were designed to keep you small. Just return to yourself, over and over. If this message resonates, share it. There's a quiet revolution happening among those who are tired of performing and ready to build real peace. If you're one of them, subscribe, because the next level of your life isn't louder, it's deeper. It's not in getting more, it's in needing less. And in that stillness, you become free.